Imagine living in a world frozen in time, where every part of your life is governed by rules you never had a say in. That's the reality for Amish women. Their outward simplicity hides some truly bizarre and strict rules, ones that shape every moment of their lives. But are these rules rooted in faith, or is there a darker side of control? Let's dive into 15 shocking rules that Amish women must follow, rules that are almost unbelievable. 15. Mandatory attendance at community events. For Amish women, attending every community event isn't just encouraged, it's required. Whether it's a church service, a barn raising, or a simple gathering, their participation is non-negotiable. These events, known as GEM shafts, aren't just social gatherings, they're a way of maintaining community solidarity. Skipping out is seen as turning your back on the community. And in a culture where conformity is key, that's a dangerous move. But does this strict attendance policy build a stronger bond, or is it a method of control disguised as unity? 14. No buttons allowed. Amish women's clothing is simple, plain, and missing something we all take for granted: buttons. That's right, no buttons. Why? Because buttons are considered a sign of vanity, too flashy, too modern. Instead, they use hooks, pins, or ties to fasten their clothing. This rule, though seemingly small, serves as a reminder of their commitment to simplicity and humility. But could something as trivial as a button really lead to pride? Or is this just another way to strip away individuality? 13th, limited education. Beyond 8th grade, education in the Amish community is highly valued, but only up to a point. For girls, formal education stops after the 8th grade. From there, they learn homemaking, child rearing, and community duties. Boys, meanwhile, may go on to vocational training. This sharp divide in education isn't just about tradition, it's about defining roles early. The question is, does this lack of further education limit Amish women's potential, or does it prepare them for a life they've already been assigned? 12. Prohibition of birth control. In the Amish community, birth control isn't just discouraged, it's strictly forbidden. The Bible's command to be fruitful and multiply is taken literally, and Amish women often have large families. It's not unusual for a single family to have 10 or more children. But what happens when the burden becomes overwhelming? Birth control could relieve some of that pressure, but in their eyes, it goes against God's will. Is this rule really about faith, or is it another way to ensure women remain bound to their homes and the responsibilities of motherhood? 11th, unconventional courtship practices. Forget about the usual dating rituals. Amish courtship is a whole different world. Young Amish couples engage in bed courtship, where they lie fully clothed in bed, separated by a wooden board or blanket. The idea is to spend time together in a controlled environment, staying true to the values of purity and humility. It's a strange custom, and one that lasts for months, even years, before marriage is considered. But does this really help them prepare for marriage? Or is it another way to ensure they stay within the strict boundaries of their community? 10. Women must wear bonnets. For Amish women, the bonnet isn't just an accessory, it's a statement of faith. These plain, solid-colored hats cover their hair and signify modesty, submission, and their place in the community. The way a bonnet is tied, its color and its style all send non-verbal signals about a woman's marital status and faith. It's practical too, protecting them from the elements. But does wearing a bonnet every day empower these women in their faith? Or does it serve as a constant reminder of the limits placed on their individuality? 9. Home births only. While modern medicine has made childbirth safer, Amish women still prefer home births. Hospitals are seen as too worldly, so most women deliver their babies at home, aided by a midwife, often without any pain relief. It's a deeply spiritual and community-centered event, emphasizing the importance of family. But with the risks involved in childbirth, especially without access to modern medical care, is this custom about faith or simply resisting change? 8. No leadership roles in church. When it comes to faith, Amish women play a vital role in the spiritual life of the community, but they can never lead. They can't preach, They can't hold leadership positions, and they certainly can't be pastors or bishops. That's reserved for men. Yet, their influence is undeniable. They teach Sunday school, they guide their family spiritually, and they support the men who lead. But does this make up for the fact that they are always in the background? Always the supporter, never the leader? 7. No makeup or cosmetics. In today's world, makeup is seen as a way to express individuality, creativity, and beauty. But for Amish women, makeup is forbidden. They believe in natural beauty, in showing the world exactly as God made them, with no alterations. While many women in the modern world use makeup as a form of empowerment, Amish women reject it as vanity. But is this another form of control? Is denying them makeup about faith, or about ensuring they never stray too far from the path laid out for them? 6. Faceless toys for children. Ever seen a toy without a face? In Amish homes, that's the norm. Children's dolls are faceless, a strange and unsettling sight for most. Why? Because the Amish believe that giving a toy a face promotes pride and vanity. But faceless toys also encourage imagination. Without a face, a child can project their own emotions, their own creativity onto the toy. But is this about fostering creativity, or is it just another way to control even the smallest aspects of life? 5. Submissiveness to husbands. In the Amish community, there is no question who holds the power in the household: the husband. Women are expected to submit, to follow their husband's lead in all things. It's rooted in their interpretation of the Bible, a belief that men are the head of the family. But where does submission end and individuality begin? Is this about creating a harmonious home, or is it about keeping women in their place, ensuring they never question the authority of their husbands? 4. No technology. We live in a world where technology is everything. But for Amish women, it's a distant dream. No phones, no computers, no modern conveniences. Their lives are rooted in simplicity, and technology is seen as a distraction, a threat to their values. But is living without technology truly about faith? Or is it another way to keep them isolated, to ensure they never see what life could be like outside the boundaries of their community? 3. Adult baptism. Only baptism is a major event for any Christian, but for the Amish, it doesn't happen at birth. It happens when they're adults, when they're ready to make a conscious decision to commit to the faith. It's not taken lightly. There's months of preparation, education, and reflection. But is this true freedom of choice? Or is it simply the last step in a life that's already been so tightly controlled? 2. Barn raisings and community labor. There's no denying that Amish women work hard. When the community comes together for a barn raising, they're right there alongside the men. But the work they do, cooking, cleaning, supporting, reinforces traditional gender roles. They contribute, but are they truly equal partners? Or are they simply playing the role expected of them, bound by rules that keep them in a never-ending cycle of submission? 1. Limited access to sex education. Sex education is almost non-existent for Amish girls. They learn about reproduction from nature and family, but there's little open conversation. Is this protecting their modesty, or simply keeping them in the dark? If you found this journey into Amish life as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There's so much more to uncover, and we can't wait to share more eye-opening stories with you.